Today's question is by Michael. Michael says, I always try to put myself in the shoes of the prospect and help him out, but not always feel a strong connection. Is there a way to always establish a connection? Well, let's find out what's the way. Michael, are you ready for this? You see, in your comment you said you always try to put yourself in the shoes of the prospect and you still cannot build a connection. Isn't that interesting? Let me share a story with you. Maybe this helps you, okay? And I'll share with you in this video, I'll share with you 3 things that you can do to establish that connection and keep it long lasting. But before that, let me share a story first. You see, there's two friends, Sam and Jack. Let's call them Sam and Jack, okay? Now, what happens here is Jack's actually feeling really bad and he's coming to Sam and says, Sam, hey Sam, can you help me with all these things? And Sam's sitting there listening. Oh, I can feel you. I can really understand. Sam's nodding away, looking at Jack, and Sam's like, okay, tell me more. And Jack's going on telling the story that, today was a really nasty day and, I need some help. And I really don't understand. And all this time, Sam's looking at Jack and he's nodding. He's really trying to put himself in Jack's shoes. And then he's like, okay, yeah, I know now what I can do. And Jack's talking away. And Sam's again thinking, yeah, I can help Jack now. So it goes on for about maybe 2-3 minutes. And then after that, Jack asks Sam, so Sam, what do you think I should do? And Sam's like, yeah. I think you should do this. And Jack's like, were you even listening to me? And Sam's like, yeah, I was listening to you. You said this, and then he lost it. So what is happening here? Even though Sam was really trying to put himself in the shoes of Jack to understand what was Jack saying, but he still didn't make the connection. What do you think would have happened? Let me share this with you. Sam was trying to listen. And when he was listening, he was thinking what to say. So what was Sam doing? Sam was listening to say rather than listening to understand Jack. And that's the first thing that I want to share with you, right? When you are listening to your prospect, are you listening to say something next or are you listening to understand? And the secret here is, if you really want to connect, you need to listen to understand. And that secret number 1 is active listening. So next time, try this, right? Michael, try this. When you're talking to your prospect, instead of thinking, okay, the prospect is saying this, I now know what to say next. You really don't think about that. Just think about what the prospect is saying and go deep with the prospect. Flow in with the prospect, what the prospect is saying. And you'll find naturally, when you are actually going in the flow, you will be able to really step into the shoes of the prospect. Okay, try that. That's number 1. I got 2 more to go. If you're enjoying it, hit that like button, okay? Comment below as well. Okay, lesson number 2. I'll share another story, okay? I enjoy sharing stories. It's good fun. So there's these friends, they go out and they go for a party, and throughout the party they're enjoying. Other people have come join them. They're having fun, they dance, and they're having a great time. So dinner's over, party's over, they sort of on the way back home, they're having a bit of a chat. And one of the friends says, hey, you know what, today was really good fun. And the other one's like, yeah, it was amazing, right? What did you like about this? And the other friend says, you know what, I actually really found all other friends amazing. And I'm so blessed to have people, to celebrate with, to have fun with. And the other friend's like, yeah, I agree with you. I feel the same. So should we do it the next time again? And the friend's like, yeah, sure, why not? And then they go along. And then after a few months, they meet up again. And they have the same party, they're enjoying. And really, the connection becomes really, really so deep. And what's the answer here? What's the lesson here, right? It's same. What's happening here in a typical world? Most of the people trying to sell the prospects, they're not having a conversation. They're there trying to sell something, trying to listen, to ask a question, to say, okay, once I build the connection, I'm going to sell a product. So maybe you want to try this, Michael, and that's lesson number 2. Have a conversation with your prospects. See, when you're actually with a friend, the way you're actually talking, you feel it's just a normal flow, right? You're having a conversation and then you ask a question. You have a conversation and then you ask a question. And write this down, right? Conversions happens in conversation. So that's lesson number 2. Have a conversation with your prospect. Are you enjoying this video? We are just having a conversation like two buddies here. And I'm happy that I'm actually able to help you through this video. Take notes, comment below, hit the like button as well if you're enjoying. But pretty much we're connecting, right? That is the key. Now the third lesson here, which will take your connection to the next level. What is that? Let me share a story about two people, they're dating. Now there's this boy who really loves this girl, like really into this girl, right? So they go out for coffees. Initially they meet up, they go out for coffee, they get to know, they start writing letters to each other, and they go out to watch movies. They're on the phone for a long time, hours and hours, through the night, early morning. They're dating, right? Early dating, like you probably know this, right? And what happens here is the boy is doing whatever it takes to really get the attention of the girl, right? But that's a normal thing, right? You really do that to get the attention of the girl. But then the birthday comes. Now the girl's having a birthday and the boy's like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? And he's like, he goes Googling online and says, okay, I should do all these things, buy gifts, buy presents. And he types in, what to do for a special birthday for a girlfriend. He types all this. He's like, oh man, there's too many choices. What he then does is he calls up the friends of the girls, right, and says, okay, what does your friend like? I really want to understand. What can I buy for her? So then after that, the boy, he goes to research about the girl a little bit to say, oh, this girl's birthday is this. Checks her Facebook profile. That's what the boy is doing, right? And then the birthday comes at night. The girl walks into the house. It's really dark, and then the lights come up, and there's a big, massive surprise party. And the girl's over the moon that the boy's gone out of his way to really just celebrate a birthday. And it's the first birthday they've ever had, right? And they really form this deep love and connection. And they live happily ever after. So what's the moral of the story here, right? Is, you see, the boy, when he started initially, he just did whatever he could, but then he went out of his way to really research, ask the friends. Same thing in a business environment, right? When you're trying to speak to your prospects, a lot of salespeople, what they do is, or coaches, when they're trying to reach their clients, they'll just research a little bit. Oh, I know this prospect. This is what they've said. They've asked me these questions. But they're missing the key. And what is that key? And that's lesson number 3. That is, go the extra mile. Now, in the case of this dating, what did this boy do? He went to all the friends. He Googled, he researched, he went the extra mile to get all the information that he could about the girl. Same thing, when you are talking to your prospect and you want to form that connection, and you said, always form that connection, right? How to get that done is you must go the extra mile to find out what the prospect likes, what they don't like, what's their business, what are their problems. You find out all about them, research about them. Go to LinkedIn, go to Facebook, go to Instagram, go everywhere you can find out about that prospect. So that when you're on the call, you can relate to the prospect. And that relation, when the prospect says, oh, I get what you're saying, and you can say that, yeah, I feel the same too, that is what forms that connection, that deep connection between you and your prospect. And you will always be able to form that instant connection. Okay? So do this. I hope this helped. Let me repeat. The 3 points are, number 1, active listening. Number 2, conversational style, asking question. And number 3, go the extra mile. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a like, okay? Put a comment if you really enjoyed. And if you are listening and you have more questions, type it in. I'll make the video for you. Before I let you go, A, B, C. Always be connecting.